Hi there, everyone. Welcome to the webinar today. I'm Jeff Thompson, Enterprise Sales Director here at Secured Signing. And a big part of what I do is work in the APAC region with public entities, local government, central government. So today, the topic we're going to talk about is advancing public sector efficiency and compliance. I'll share some of my insights and things that I discuss with local and central governments. And yeah, hopefully we can take away some learnings around digital signatures, how they can increase efficiency while at the same time improving your security and compliance over your document processes. Just to start on the agenda, so what I recommend is that in the right-hand panel, you'll see you can ask questions or you can write in the chat. Please feel free to do that any time. So throughout the webinar, I'll try and make it as interactive as possible. So if you want to ask a question about something I'm talking about, or you have something specific you want to cover off today, please write in either the chat or the questions and we'll look to cover that off. We will do a little bit of Q&A at the end as well. So the agenda today, I'm just going to talk hopefully quite briefly and then move into a demo. And the point of the demo, I think, is that's the best place to sort of raise awareness of what digital signatures. Obviously, I'm showing the secured signing platform, but you can take it more broadly in terms of what digital signatures can do for the organisation. I want to have a key message and a key takeaway today of it's simple. It's a simple platform. It's a really easy technology product to use and implement at the organisation. It doesn't have to be a major change management or placed on a roadmap. You can start with limited users, those people who deal in documents all day, and organically grow the platform from there. I want to talk about some 6 benefits I think are the key ones for digital signatures. Talk around the security, the data integrity and compliance side of digital signatures in the secured signing platform, and then very briefly around integration. And then I'll show you the platform so you can sort of get a look and feel for it. Yeah, sounds good. We'll leave some Q&A, but as I say, ask questions as we go. So to start with, I just wanted to say who we are, Secured Signing. So we're an enterprise-grade digital signature and online forms platform. We have customers in 45 countries around the world. The main industries in which we operate is the public sector, as I mentioned, recruitment and HR, finance companies, legal, and notary. Notary more specific to the US, who have requirements around getting documents notarized. The reason why I say those sort of industries is because, as you can imagine, they are industries that take document security and compliance seriously, have a number of document processes that require individuals to review, fill in documents, and obviously sign, and therefore can really gain some efficiencies and make life easier for their operations. We're headquartered here in New Zealand, where the majority of our staff are, including our developers, sales staff, ongoing customer support staff, our leadership team. But we also have staff in the US and the UK, which are other key markets of secured signing. Another key thing about secured signing is that we use public key infrastructure, PKI, digital signatures, which is the gold standard when it comes to security and compliance, and I'll talk to that a little bit later. So as I mentioned, today's key message and what I want you to leave you with if you take sort of only one thing away is changing from paper-based processes to digital signatures is really easy. So I know that I talk to councils and central government organisations a lot around their digital transformation, and there's a lot of projects on at the moment. Some of them quite large, changing major enterprise systems, document management systems, etc. And they can be quite big projects that require big procurement, budgeting, rollout and change management, which can take time. Digital signature platforms don't need to be that. With secured signing, what I sort of recommend is that you sort of start with a key group of users that deal in documents, whether that's administration staff, procurement, or HR, and just get them using the platform. And from there, you can organically grow the platform across the organisation. Plus, it's just a really simple platform to use in terms of uploading documents, preparing them for signing, and sending them out. And it's a great user experience. But I just think we don't need to be thinking like it's a complex process to change from paper to digital. So now I just want to change to the benefits of digital signatures, and I've just got 6 here. Number 1, operational acceleration. I've labelled it. Another term for that would be efficiency. So there's a lot of time saving to be had with the digital signature process. You remove the print, the scan, using pen to fill in and type, or posting out, the time that takes, couriers or walking around the office waiting for individuals to come back because they've been working from home or on leave. With digital signatures, we can speed up all of that and get documents signed the same day easily. Signers can sign wherever they are, on their phone, tablet, or desktop. So we can really speed up and move documents quickly. And I think that's one of the key benefits. There's cost savings to be had. So if we remove the paper, printers, time allocation of staff's resources and the cost of their time to deal in paper, whether that's the individuals who would be sending the documents out, or sort of management, or executive staff who are wasting time filling in these documents. They're all things that need to be considered when we're looking at the cost savings of digital signatures. Visibility is number 3. So one of the great benefits is, if you're using paper-based and you're emailing documents out or posting them out or couriering them, then you've lost sight of where those documents are. And if there's multiple signatories, you don't know where the document is being held up, who has signed, who hasn't signed. Also, if you're looking to work collaboratively as a team, a colleague can't have visibility over, or not easily, over the document that's being sent out from a colleague. Whereas with digital signatures, you know where they are all the time. You can send automated reminders, nudge people easily, know exactly where documents are, how many are still outstanding or in progress, in flight to be signed, and who needs still to sign. As I mentioned, team collaboration is a big one. So say there's 6 people in your procurement team, all sending out contracts and supplier registration forms and other documentation. If one person's away, someone else can easily take over that process. Also, you can move documents internally around the organisation really quickly, set up the signing order if that's important in terms of who signs first, who signs second. So really, really good for including all the team, again, to have visibility and being able to step in and help when others are away. User experience. Now, this is a big one. We know getting documents collated and sent out for signing can be a big job. And also for those signing, whether it's internal staff or external third parties such as suppliers or residents, digital signatures present your organisation in a really professional way. They make doing business, dealing with you really easy. Your people aren't having to have access to printers and scanners to get documents and information back to you. So they feel great dealing with your organisation. And lastly, digital signature is a great tool for your staff to be able to work remotely. So they don't, which is quite common now, working in the office, say 3 days and 2 days from home, or if you have geographically spread offices, more than one, you don't have to wait until you come back into the office to get access to a printer, a scanner, etc. It's all online, all digital. Great tool for remote working and working wherever you need to. And again, being able to sign on a phone, a tablet, or your computer makes life really easy. So now we move on to the security, data integrity, and compliance side of the webinar. And I've got 6 points to make on this as well. So what secured signing digital signature platforms enable is you to have a standardized signing process across the organization. So I talk to a lot of councils, and what they're telling me is that they have different practices across the organization. Some people using their manager's signature by placing a JPEG or graphical image on a piece of paper. But of course, that can be copy and pasted or doesn't seal the document. And there are different practices happening as well. So they don't feel like they've got their signing processes nice and compliant or common across the organisation. Whereas if you were to use secured signing or digital signatures, then you can standardise how everyone's signing within the organisation, whether that's internal or external to the organisation. As I said at the start, PKI technology, public key infrastructure, really key point of difference with secured signing, and something you want to check with whatever digital signature platform you're considering, is that once the document is signed, it is sealed. So as soon as someone has signed the document, it can't be altered. This is really important and a key point of difference because, again, with electronic signatures, some platforms, it places a signature on the page, but the document can still be altered after that, and there's no record of that. So you want to check that the technology is secure and sound, that documents are being sealed. So if a document needs to be changed, then it invalidates the signature, and that's how secured signing has been built. Digital signature platforms provide an audit log for your documents, which is essentially telling you from the start of the process to the end of the signing process where the document's been and who's done what. Again, our platform enables reviewers and people to fill in and sign documents. So it captures that audit log or that journey the document's been on. Great for compliance. Secured signing, one of the strengths is the signer authentication. So you're verifying who is signing the documents. And that can be done at different levels of authentication, depending on the importance of the document, whether that's our 4-digit passcode sent in the email that a signer would receive, or you can have multi-factor authentication via SMS. You can go at higher levels of authentication, such as ID verification or video confirmation. Those last two aren't that common in council, but certainly the SMS can be on critical council documents. With secured signing, you retain ownership and control of your document. By default, after 7 days, you can shorten that time frame, but documents are deleted from our platform. The reason being is in any PDF reader, online or offline, you can validate the signature. So you don't need us to keep a copy of your documents online. You simply save them into your document management system for long-term record keeping, which is a key point of difference compared to many of our competitors who need to keep a copy of your document to have it as a version control if the document's been altered post-signing. The last one I put up to speak to with security and compliance is the ability to have review and fill-in functionality. And this is great for data integrity, whether that's the document owner, the person who's sending out the document, filling in some information on our online form, or the signer filling in information, data and text or uploading documents, etc. Great way to get data accurately completed. So you're not having to send back for more information, or the handwriting's too hard to read, or I've put in the wrong piece of information. So you just know that the data accuracy and the information filled in is going to be accurate. Okay. Now I just want to speak about use cases. So these are some of the document processes that I talk to councils about. I'm sure you've got one of the unique things about the industry, though, is the breadth of documents that you have. Things like dog registration forms or business registrations, etc. So all councils use secured signing that I deal with in many different ways, but some of the common themes I've sort of outlined on the screen now. They include contracts that you send out for purchases of goods, services and works, leases and license agreements, letters of appointments, your HR department when it comes to new hire onboarding or internal HR policy updates, getting timesheets signed off. When it comes to the HR policy updates, sometimes councils need to send them out to all staff, and that can be done by our platform, and the workflow functionality can be done with a couple of clicks of a button, sending those documents out to all staff. So really speeds out getting documents out to sometimes hundreds of people and getting them signed and saved back where they need to. The legal team dealing in NDAs and contracts, procurement, again, the supplier registration forms that, it can be templated process, made really efficient and fast for suppliers to fill them out, getting purchase orders signed off, and the finance team as well. We also have councils moving meeting minutes around the organisation, getting them signed off by councillors or executives, often working from different locations, so you can get those signed off really easily. Integration is sort of something I speak to more and more these days, and secured signing integrates with document management systems and business applications that councils use. So that means you can start a signing process and then once signed, automatically save back to those platforms, whether that's Magic Docs or OpenText Content Manager, SharePoint Online, or more simply just having a document sitting in Word, and secured signing becomes part of the top ribbon, and then you can just send it out for signing from there. Same with Outlook. So yeah, it'd be really great to speak on a more individual basis around integrations and the other technology and business applications that the council uses to show where our integration points can be for ease of use of our platform. So I just wanted to ask a question here. You can type in, if you like, into the question or the chat. Just want to know, what is your EDRMS platform? Always interested to find that out. As I say, largely the reason I ask is for the purpose of integration. So if you just tap that in as we go. Okay, good one. So what I'm going to do now is just quickly, in the time we've got, show you the secured signing platform and what digital signature platforms look like. Sometimes that can be really good to give you a look and feel for what I'm talking about. So here I am on the secured signing website. If I was using secured signing on a standalone basis, so not part of one of our integrations, I'd come to our website and I'd click the login button. I'd then log in with my email and password, and now I'm inside secured signing, so ready to upload a document and send it out for signing. Up here I have our what I call doing or action buttons. So iSign is where I've been sent a document from a third party or supplier into my email, and I want to put a signature on it and send it back to where it came from. So I'd use iSign for that. WeSign is the most commonly used. So this is where I'm a document owner. I've got a document and I want to send it out to one or many signatories or signers to review, fill in, and or sign the document. FormFiller is our document template product. So this is where I build templates. So if the organisation, councils have lots of them, have templates, these are documents that are used over and over, sent out numerous times, then I would save it as a template, and then that document sits in my templates folder and I can access it from there and send it out for signing. So I don't need to prepare the document each time because I've created it as a template. We also have smart tags functionality and a form direct, but I won't cover that off today for the sake of time. Here are the folders in which I work in. So inbox is when I've uploaded a document into secured signing for signing. In progress is one that I've sent out for signing and I'm waiting for it to be signed. So I can track where that document's at. And then I've got the signed folder here. So obviously I don't have any in here, but if I have a signed document, it sits within secured signing folder here. And as I said, automatically gets deleted after 7 days. So here I am, I want to send a document out for signing. Click our We Sign button. And the first step is to bring the document uploaded into our platform. So find the document that I want to send out for signing. And I've got an NDA document here. I can upload multiple documents at once, and I can also drag and drop the document into this panel here as well. I just click, and I can also combine them into one document file if I wanted to. I'm just going to upload that document. And as you can see, this is the NDA document that I've brought into secured signing. I can tell that it's 3 pages long. I can scroll around on the document, or I can do the drop down here. Now, I know the signature is required on page 3, so I'm going to go to page 3, and I'm going to add a signature. I also have the needs to view functionality, which is a reviewer's functionality. So this might be a process where an administration staff wants to send a document out for signing, but wants their manager to review that document before it moves along the process. But that manager doesn't need their graphical signature on the page. So they would be a needs to view functionality. Most commonly, we're looking to capture a signature, and this is where I'd need the first name, last name, and email address of the signer. And I can add multiple signatures, as many as you like, onto this document. If it was a property type document, as an example, I can put that on every page quite easily. I don't need to drag and drop it onto every page for doing this. I can add a witness if that's part of your process. I can include the job title and a reason the person signed. So if they wanted to, the signer needed to put a reason in, I can add that in there. I can also add a lot of form fields. So if I wanted to capture information, data, I can add a text box, and I might label this phone number. And then that would sign it to the signer, and then the signer would need to fill that information in as part of the signing process. I'll just remove that as part of this, but just to give you that. You can also add a file upload button. This is quite commonly used if you're looking to get, say, a driver's license or insurance certificate or a photo from some work done in a building. I can add that, and then the signer, when they're signing the document, can also upload, whether on their phone or desktop, pictures of what they want to, or their files. There's other things that can be done, but I'm conscious of time, so I'll just move on to our next step, which is the invitation workflow. Again, if I had multiple signatories, I can set it up in sequential order or not. So if I tick that on, then I can drag and drop these individuals around to put them in the right order. So if signer 1 needs to sign before the document moves on to signer 2, then that can be achieved. If it doesn't matter and I can just send to all signers at once, then I just leave that. I have a document due date. That's obviously when I want the document returned by, and based on that date, it also sends automated reminders. So say you set it 7 days from today to be returned, it will send 2 or 3 automated reminders to anyone who hasn't signed the document. I can also add any attachments. So these are documents that don't need signing, but are just for your information type documents that you want to send to the signer as part of the email invitation that they'll receive. Then I can do that at no cost there. This is the authentication level that the signers go through. So the base level is the passcode that they'll receive in the email. But as I mentioned, you can increase that to SMS, multi-factor authentication. You can even go to that higher levels of authentication, like they need to go through an ID verification process, etc. You can click send and the documents go on, or click next. And this is essentially copying individuals around the organisation in on this process. So if you wanted to notify an individual or a team that these documents have been sent out, you can enable that and add them here. Or if on completion you wanted someone who isn't the document owner or the signer to get a copy of the signed documents, you can email them there. A common process of that might be HR, where the HR manager sends out the document to a candidate, but once they've signed it, maybe the copy needs to go to payroll to set them up in your systems. Now I can send the document out for signing. So if I go back here, you can now see that this document's in progress, and I can track. I can do many things from here. For the sake of time, I won't show, but I can check the progress. You can see that 0 of 1 people have signed. You can amend who it's being sent to. There's a long list of what you can still do with the document now that it's out to Jeff Smith, ready for signing. So now I'm going to show you just quickly the process of the signer. So the signer will receive an email with your logo on it. You can change the branding with a message to say that you've been sent a document and ready to sign. So I can also reroute the document and decline if I want to and download, but I'm ready to sign. I've got the 4-digit code. So I just click here to sign, enter the code. To accept the terms of digital signing, and now I can, on the signer, I can scroll and see the document, or I can just click the sign and be taken straight to the signature box. I'll show you that. And then I click to sign. Now, the first time that I sign a document, I need to capture my signature. Once you've done that once, Secured Signing saves that signature. So the next time, I'll just click that box and the document will be signed. I can choose from a pre-populated font. I can draw with my mouse. Or what's quite common in councils, I find, is people want to upload a graphical image of their signature, and that's something we can do at the outset so that they're all saved in the platform ready for use. I'm just going to sign with the mouse. And that's that. I've signed the document. So you can see how quick and fast it is for the individuals to receive an email, to sign a document, to place their signature on the page, and job done. This link here is obviously our page, but you can set that link up to go back to your website, and again, also change the logo and branding. So quickly, this is the email of the document. So you get the audit log here and a signed copy of the document. And you can see, so it lets me scroll down. Here's my signature on the page. The document's signed, all valid. Again, if someone makes any changes, which they can't because it's sealed, but if they were ready to work hard and tamper, then it would invalidate the signature. So that's great. That's that. So I'm going to go here, and I know we've sort of used up the allocated time, but I just wanted to see if there were any questions that anyone had about any of that. I've sort of rushed through the demo a little bit. What I did want to sort of leave you with is that digital signature technology is clearly about capturing signatures, but just as importantly, it's around the workflow features of your document processes. So that's the efficiency side of being able to move documents and process them really easily and really quickly for those that own the document are going to be sending it out, but also those that are going to be signing the document. They need to be able to do that easily, and they love the experience as opposed to having to print out, fill in information and send it back to you. So just going to, I think we've got a couple of questions here. One around how our subscription works. Yeah, good question. So it's based on the number of users. They're the number of people who need access to our platform. They're just simply the people who would be sending documents out for signing. So if individuals at your organisation would only ever be signing, i.e. being sent a document to sign, they don't need anything to do with secured signing. They just receive the email and go through the signing process. So it's just those individuals that would send documents out for signing. They're typically administration staff, procurement, HR, that sort of thing. And then it's based on the number of documents you send out for signing as well. So always happy to have a conversation with you around what those volumes look like. What is a typical onboarding like? Yeah, good question. So with our onboarding, so we have an onboarding package here at Secured Signing. One of our strengths is working really closely with your teams from setting up the platform, but also then the user training to understanding your document processes, how you currently send documents out, what you currently do, and then based on all our workflow features, we need to just show you the best way to use our platform to move documents easily and make life easy for those who are sending them out, but also those signing, whether that's setting documents up as templates or just using our WeSign functionality. So we really pride ourselves in understanding your business and your organisation and how you can get documents processed quickly. Okay, that's the two questions we had. So really appreciate you coming along and attending today. Obviously, if you have any questions, please send me an email. Happy to talk one-on-one with you regarding digital signatures. I hope you got something out of today in terms of digital signatures in general around the two things we concentrate on today, efficiency and benefits, and then secondly, security and compliance, both really important factors when considering moving from paper-based processes to digital. But the feedback we get overwhelmingly is how much easier it makes people's lives from those sending documents out, as I keep saying, to those who are signing. Presents the organisation in a really professional way. So thanks very much for your time. Hopefully speak to some of you individually. Cheers.